KNDY.
Good evening, high school basketball fans, and welcome into our Friday night featured game here on KNDY. We are at the home of the Tigers as Washington County plays host to Frankfort here on a Friday evening as the high school basketball season gears towards the end. Max Flasky along with you for the ride as we get ready here on KNDY 95.5, online at KNDYradio.com, and of course in the KNDY FM mobile app. Making this broadcast between Washington and Frankfort possible tonight are our wonderful sponsors here this evening, including the Washington County Hospital, Landall Company, M&M Tires, Soother Feeds, the Animal Health Center, Dr. Phil Bentz, M&R Auto Parts of Frankfort, SNB Washington, Blue Valley Technologies, Owens Original Flower Shop, Inline Construction, Midwest Products, First National Bank of Frankfort, Bruna Implements, Wanklin Oil, Stone's Southside Repair of Washington, the Frankfort Area News, Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Bryce Leonard here in Washington, Parthimer Electric, United Bank and Trust Branches, F&A Construction, Dragaston Insurance Agencies, Trailers for You of Frankfort, the Frankfort Community Care Home, and Washington County Veterinary Clinic. It's a matchup in the TVL here towards the end of the season as we take a look at our sub-state standings. Both of these squads, Washington and Frankfort, will kick off sub-states in the same region. That is the Mankato Rock Hills sub-state kicking off Saturday, the 22nd. Frankfort right now in line as the number one overall seed in that sub-state. The likes of state-powered Osborne and Clifton Clyde are also with the Wildcats. Frankfort with a record of 15-3, Osborne with a record of 14-3, and Clifton Clyde 14-5. Washington on the bottom half of this bracket, 8-10 record on the season, trying to create an upset bid here at home on senior night in front of a home crowd in front of the Tigers. Frankfort and Washington girls coming up for you next. We'll take a timeout, hear a word from our sponsors, then we'll take a peek at how this season is broken down for both of these teams as we get you closer to tip-off between the Tigers and Wildcats here on KNDY.
For the best of care close to home, visit the Washington County Hospital and Family Medicine of Washington County. Their team of professionals work together to provide every member of your family in every stage of life with medical care. From routine checkups to diagnostic services, visiting outpatient specialists, obstetrics, major and minor surgical procedures, and an emergency room that is always staffed by physicians, you'll find the best of care right here in Washington County. Call 785-325-2211 for your appointment today.
Travelong by Landall in Waterville is looking for career-minded individuals, currently hiring trailer refurbishment staff, including welders, paint prep, painters, and assemblers on first shift. This stable family-owned company offers competitive wages, raises, and promotions, plus a 4% attendance bonus based off your gross weekly wage. Benefits include paid time off, paid holidays, incentive bonus, employer-paid life, short-term and long-term disability insurance, comprehensive health insurance, and more. Apply online at Landall.com or phone 785-562-5381. Landall Company, EEO Vets and Disability, welcome. When you're buying tires, go with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Locally owned, M&M Tire offers minor service work. They offer major brands of tires. They offer service after the sale. And that's what you can rely on with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Call them at 325-2207 for an appointment today. For your tire needs, call them M&M Tire in Washington.
Your opportunity, your solution, your success. That's Soother's Feeds approach, and that's what sets us apart. I'm Leanne Litton, and I invite you to experience the Soother difference. We're about visiting the ranch, walking your pens, and weighing the options to develop a ration combination that will be the most efficient and profitable for your business. Soothers, a family-owned company that identifies opportunities and applies solutions for your success. Soother Feeds in Frankfort and online at sootherfeeds.com. Soother Feeds, where your success is our success.
Let Dr. Phil Bentz of the Animal Health Center in Washington keep your pets and herds healthy and thriving. They offer services such as vaccination, surgery, grooming, and boarding. The doctors also understand your herd is your livelihood. Call them for a herd health consultation to assist with nutrition and pasture management, vaccination and deworming protocols, reproductive strategies, and more. And don't forget your hard-working horses. The Animal Health Center has specific services for them as well. Animal Health Services in Washington, open Monday through Saturday. Call for an appointment today.
Washington County band getting us ready for girls action here first between the Washington County Tigers and the Frankfort Lady Wildcats. Host Washington on senior night. They come in with a record of 8-10 on the season, floundering here lately. Losers 3 of their last 4, including getting boat race Tuesday night out of the gym versus Hanover, 83-27. Had picked up a nice win, though, last Tuesday night. Had a chance to call that game versus Axtell, 48-32 victory. Senior Kirsten Dolstrup had 20 points in that game. And the Washington County Tigers are going to need that, plus more from the senior here tonight if they are to pull up the upset victory over Frankfort. If you're not familiar or haven't heard yet, senior Jesse Hoover is out with an injury so far here tonight. Junior Jesse Hoover was out with an injury, was out Tuesday night versus Hanover too as well. Possibly could be done for the year, but seniors will get the start tonight for Frankfort, a team that comes in averaging just under 42 points per game, allows just a hair over 48 points per game. They sit right now at the bottom half of the TVL bracket, 3-7 in the league. This has been an interesting matchup, though. The last 4 contests out, they have split these games, including Washington getting an upset victory over these Frankfort Wildcats last year in the TVL tournament here at home. Washington was the 10 seed in that one, ended up defeating 2-seeded Frankfort 50-41, but Frankfort returned the favor later on in the year with a 44-25 victory. We'll get into that as this game goes on. Frankfort comes into this contest 15-3 on the season, ranked number 5 in Class 1A Division I, scoring just a hair over 50 points per game while allowing under 33. Those 3 losses to the Wildcats so far here this year have come to number 3 ranked Centralia, number 4 ranked Hanover, and then, of course, Valley Heights, a 3-point loss early in the season. That squad was ranked at State 2A at one point. Of course, Frankfort also leading the sub-state standing, so the Wildcats could clinch a portion of the number 1 seed in their Rock Hill sub-state if they were able to win out tonight and then next Tuesday over at Lynn. We're going to take another time out, word from our sponsors, before we bring you back starting lineups and get ready for this girls' tip here between the Wildcats and Tigers.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfort. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfort.
You want a bank that not only cares about you, but the businesses and families around. FNB Washington is that bank. Community-minded since 1883, FNB Washington truly has been there through it all. A mainstay in the Washington community, FNB cherishes the opportunity to give back, whether participating in hosting local events, providing a community room for public use, or cheering the Tigers on to victory. Your local and hometown bank is still FNB Washington, Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Access denied.
We've all been there when you can't connect the thingy to the whatchamacallit and the whatchamacallit can't find the Wi-Fi network. Well, Blue Valley Technologies has a solution that can help you with all your connected devices. Tech Home with unlimited multi-device support to help you get your home connected and even tune up your computer. Find more details at bluevalley.net/techhome.
Owens Originals Floral has creative solutions for all your floral needs. Let Carol and her artistic team design and deliver a floral masterpiece for you. At Owens Originals, they keep a large selection of fresh flowers available, as if they're handpicked just for you. Owens Originals Floral on the Square in downtown Washington, 325-2026 for all of life's celebrations.
Turnkey custom home builds with Inline Construction make the home building process as easy as you approving final decisions. From start to finish, let Inline tackle site preparation, foundation, framing, and finish inside and out. Lots are available at Hartley Ridge in North Marysville, or they can build on your site. Call today and get started with Inline Construction.
Max Black Lasky back with you on our final Friday night featured game of the year. This isn't the last game of the year, though. We will have one more for you next Tuesday, and Valley Heights Mustangs travel south to Blue Valley to round out the regular season. Looking at action elsewhere around the TVL tonight, those Mustangs before mentioned have traveled 2 days off against Onega. Troy is at Hanover. Axtell is at Blue Valley. Lynn has made the trip to see Donovan West, and Clifton Collide is over at Centralia in a big boys matchup that could determine TVL regular season champions in what is a tie 9-0 Clifton Clyde and Centralia team going into tonight's contest. Also tonight, over on our sister station, Chapman has made the trip up to Marysville to face off against the Bulldogs. That game can be heard on AM 1570 FM 94.1. Starting lineups now for you, brought to you here. First for the Frankfort Wildcats, visiting with a record of 15-3 on the season, 7-2 in league standing, ranked at number 5 in Class 1A Division 1. The Lady Wildcats, coached by Brian Eppert, will go. Number 1, Sydney Wamp, a 5'11 senior. 11, Breeley Eppert, a 5'8 junior. Number 12, Emma Hardwick, a 5'6 senior. Number 22, Hattie Gross, a 5'9 senior. Number 23, Alexis Dollinghouse, a 5'9 senior. Frankfort will go Wamp, Eppert, Hardwick, Gross, and Dollinghouse. As for the Washington County girls, it is senior night here for the Tigers under longtime head coach Scott Romiser. Washington is 8-10 on the season, 3-7 in league, and will start. Number 5, Ruth Craig, a 5'6 senior. Number 10, Ella Devine, a 5'7 senior. Number 11, Cindy Judeman, a 5'9 senior. Number 13, Addie Gakel, a 5'7 junior. And number 21, Kirsten Dolstrup, a 5'4 senior. 4 seniors playing their last game here in front of the home crowd of the Washington County Tigers. As the girls will go Craig, Devine, Gakel, Dolstrup, and Juneman for their starting 5. Big-time scorer, junior Jesse Hoover will be out tonight. Wildcats will need the scoring likes of Dolstrup and Gakel to step up if they are to upset the Wildcats here on a Friday night. We'll take a timeout for the national anthem, bring back you tips here just in a moment.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Friendly, personalized service to meet your banking needs. That's a standard at First National Bank Frankfort.
I love my community bank because I received personal service after hours. When I was in a bind at a store, I made a quick phone call and they helped me resolve the problem. They were there for me when I really needed it. At First National Bank, they're not just my banker. They're my neighbor, friend, and an active part of my community.
Let First National Bank's brand of banking be responsive to your needs. First National Bank Frankfort, 93 years of complete banking service, proud to be a community bank, member FDIC.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff of Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it the most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. They know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and now Humboldt, Nebraska.
Wanklin Oil is proud to serve the community with propane, gas, and diesel fuel right to your home or farm. Family owned and operated, they'll deliver your fuel with an old-fashioned personal touch. Their dependable quality service at the lowest price available makes them a leader in the field. In addition to propane and diesel, they also offer tank repair, sales, and service. For your fuel and heating needs, Wanklin Oil is just a call away. 800-794-2019. They have the energy since 1926.
Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas offers competitive prices on tires with excellent customer service. Located on Highway 15 across from the co-op, Stone Southside Service also offers towing and light mechanical work for your vehicle, including brake jobs. Stone Southside Service also sells Green Mountain grills. These grills feature wood pellets that enhance barbecue flavor. Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas. Your source for great prices on tires, light mechanical work for your vehicle, and home of Green Mountain Grills. Give them a call at 785-325-2247.
Very moving national anthem there. Senior here in Washington County, Austin Works' aunt from Texas, who's a state trooper down there, sang for us as we get ready for a Friday night featured game here on KNDY. Wildcats and Tiger girls up for you here first. State-ranked Frankfort coming in 15-3 record on the season. Washington County looking for a signature win. They are 8-10 on the season. Both of these teams in the same sub-state, Mankato Rock Hills, that will tip off next Saturday as we get postseason action underway here in just a short little while. In the jump circle, it will be Gross and it will be Gakel. First tip will go to the Tigers as Addie Gakel gets the jump on, Alexis Dollinghouse there in the jump circle. Frankfort will be in their road reds with white Frankfort and white numbers across the chest. Meanwhile, Washington in their home white top with the black Tigers and numbers across their chest and back. First turnover up top as Ruth Craig can't handle that one. Quickly down the other way for Emma Hardwick. Up and down for her first points of this one, and the senior point guard gets the scoring started here early for Frankfort. These two teams met twice last year. Washington County got the better of Frankfort in the CVL tournament. That was a 10-seeded Washington County upseeded a 2-seeded Frankfort. As Addie Gakel misses the three, other game was a game over at Frankfort. Wildcats handled that one 44-25. They held Washington County to only 13 points in the first half. First three by Breeley Eppert is missed. A jump ball is going to be called on the offensive rebound, and it'll stay now with the Wildcats of Frankfort. Inside pass, Cindy Watt kicks it out. Eppert sets it up. Left wing gets inside. Little floater off the glass. Off, no good. Good rebound inside, though, by Sydney Juneman to corral that defensive board. Give it back to the Washington County Tigers. Inside turnover taken away now by Gross as Frankfort will push this pace. Frankfort likes to score it well over 50 points per game for a girls' average. Washington County have seen them score quite a few points lately. Hit 48 a couple weeks ago against Axtell. Three ball, though. Breeley Eppert, her first point here tonight on three shots. Puts the Frankfort Wildcats up early, 5-0. Leading scorer for this Washington team, junior Jesse Hoover, is out tonight, too, with an injury. Was out Tuesday night in that walloping that the Wildcats took versus Hanover. So scoring is going to have to come from some other options here as the Wildcats work it around this 2-3 zone for Frankfort. Kirsten Doltrip fires up a three from straight up. That's hard off the board. No good. Watt pulls down the board, gets it off the Gross, as now Hattie will run point. Gross down the right side, sends it up now with the Wildcats. Of course, Frankfort, big picture, looking to make a run at another possible state championship. They were third place last year. Finished that season after falling to Quinter in semifinal action. Inside first shot for Sydney Watt is missed. This Frankfort team, too, went 12-1 in league play, finished the second place. Behind, of course, undefeated and state-ranked Hanover, or state champions, Hanover. Three balls, Hattie Gross, right wing. Offensive rebound, Emma Hardwick. Second possession now for the Wildcats. Opportunity here to run some offense. Top side, Alexis Dollinghouse swings it near side to Hardwick. Hardwick cross-court pass inside. Gross off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. And a jump ball will be called back over to Washington. Washington shorthanded tonight. Will have to use their outside presence at the guard position. Meanwhile, Frankfort will kind of go opposite there, led by Sydney Owapin side. And, of course, Hattie Gross. Gross, the 1,000-point scorer on her career for the Wildcats. Gets a steal here. Third turnover now by Washington as Eppert runs point. Inside Wap right side. Up and down with a layup. No good. Defensive rebound taken by Washington. Ruth Craig brings it across the timeline here. Washington still looking for their first points, just under 4 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. 5-0 is our score. Frankfort has opportunities at the rim, but hasn't finished off yet. Washington, on the other hand, taking their time, working it inside for a good shot. Here's Frankfort goes man-to-man. Off the glass, Ruth Craig throws up her first shot on this senior night. That's quickly back the other way. Hattie Gross nearly loses it. Kicks it out. Eppert inside the lane. Floater off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Wop. She will be fouled on the shot. And will earn herself a trip to the line for 2 free throws. Personal foul will go against Ruth Craig, the senior getting the start here tonight. Of course, 4 seniors for this Tigers team. Ruth Craig, Ella DeZine, Kirsten Tholstrup, and Cindy Juneman getting their last opportunity here to play at home in front of a good home crowd. Still got plenty of time to get out here as game is just getting underway. Missed both free throws there. That Sydney Wop, offensive rebound by Hattie Gross inside, forces a jump ball. First substitution now for head coach Brian Eppert and his Wildcats. Ashlyn Dollinghouse will check into the game. Meanwhile, for Washington, freshman Anna Gakel, 5'7", going, will check in on her first action. Shot is blocked, and then a jump ball on the possession arrow. On the recovery, possession will go back over now to Washington. Tigers trailing here 5-0. Early first quarter action. Gakel will look to attack left side. That's Andy Gakel. Tholstrup jump steps in the lane, kicks it out. Craig, right corner, working against senior Lexi Dollinghouse. Inside to the freshman Gakel, right block, and a foul will be called down low. See if this goes on Dollinghouse or Eppert. That's going to go on Lexi Dollinghouse, picking up her first personal. So, of course, it is senior night here for the Washington County Tigers, but this Frankfort team, senior led in 2 as well. Of course, Sydney Womp, Emma Hardwick, Hattie Gross, Lexi Dollinghouse off the bench. Caitlin Combs gets some playing action along with Hannah Stoll. As a senior-led team is looking to get back to another state tournament appearance this year. Girls, of course, finished 3rd place last year. Talking to a lot of coaches, we're on a roll towards the end of the season and could have possibly won that one if it wasn't for that slip-up versus Quinter. The battle tested and in a deep sub-state, 2 again this year, and Emma Hardwick drains the 3 on the inbounds play. 8-0 is our score, 3 minutes first quarter. Talked about it a little bit in the opening. It's a deep girls sub-state there for these 2 teams in Mankato, Rock Hills. Frankfort now sets as the number 1 seed with a 15-3 record, but right behind them is Osborne with a 14-3 record, and then Clifton Clyde setting up 14-5. Inside, Ella DeZine gets the offensive rebound on to Kirsten Tholstrup. Missed 3, and free throw shots will be coming the way of the senior DeZine. Foul will go on Ashlyn Dollinghouse, sophomore, off the bench, picks up now her first personal. First free throw for Washington is made. Their first points coming here with 2:41 left to play in this first quarter. Substitution both ways as Dollinghouse and Eppert will take a seat on the bench. In will come Tanya Stoll, the 5'6" senior. Second free throw by DeZine is made too as well, and head coach Scott Romiser wants to take a timeout. We'll take a 30 with him. Washington trailing 8-2.
Every week, stay informed and connected with the Frankfort community top stories by getting the Frankfort Area News, a small-town newspaper dedicated to their subscribers, advertisers, and community. Established in 1991, the Frankfort Area News is the official paper of the City of Frankfort, City of Vermilion, and USD 380. They love hearing from their readers. If you have a story, wedding, birth, or something you think local readers would enjoy, or to subscribe, get in touch with the Frankfort Area News, 785-292-4726.
Max Blasky back with you here in Washington. 8-2 is our score. First quarter action just getting underway between Frankfort and Washington in this PVL matchup. Got a big day of basketball upcoming this evening as many teams playing their last games. This will be the last one for the Washington County Tigers. Frankfort Wildcats They have got one more next Monday at Lynn as a makeup game. They're getting rescheduled. Stoltz fires up a three, left wing, down and good. For Tanya Stoll, three ball off the bench for the Wildcats. It is now 11-2 Frankfort. Inside, Addie Gakel working against this 2-3 defense for the Wildcats. Ruth Craig's going to fire up a three, tries to bank that one in, and an offensive foul will be called on Anna Gakel, picking up her first, going for that offensive rebound. So Washington County, looking at the season, they started off the year 3-0. They won the Cloud County tournament with wins over Pike Valley, Wakefield, and Blue Valley before hitting a rough patch, losing 4 straight games to some high-quality opponents in Smith Center, Centralia Valley Heights, and Doniphan West. And since the TVL tournament, the Wildcats have only mustered a 4-6 record, including losses to Axel, Hanover, Troy, Clifton, Clyde, and Blue Valley. Addie Gakel gets herself a 2-point bucket there from the short corner. It is now 11-4, and a three-ball answered on the other end. Emma Hardwick now with 8 points here in this first quarter on 3-for-3 shooting for the senior. Frankfort up now by 10. Around the horn, 60 seconds left to play. Ruth Craig attacks right side off the front of the rim. No good defensive rebound there. Lexi Dollinghouse. Back come these Wildcats with 50 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Frankfort led from the opening tip here, hold a 14-4 lead. 4 out, 1 set around Cindy Wamp inside. We're going to try and go effort in the quarter, but a tough pass from Stoll is a turnover. Frankfort is now back-to-back turnover for Brian Eppert's team. Substitution. Ashlyn Dollinghouse will check in for sister Lexi Dollinghouse here for the final 43 seconds. Coming up at quarter break, too, we'll take a peek at other action going on along the TVL, as well as our Marysville schedule and our broadcast schedule coming up, as this isn't the last game of the regular season. One more here for you coming up next Tuesday. Inside turnover, Emma Hardwick's going to get that steal, and then she's going to be fouled trying to get down to the other end of the court. Personal foul will go against Addie Gakel. That is her first foul here with 27 seconds left. Cindy Juniman will check into the contest for fellow senior Ella DeZine. Frankfort now with 26 seconds left here to get a shot off. Right wing, it works. Stoll goes baseline. Shot up, short corner, no good. Rebound pulled down Gakel. Gakel will now run point for the Tigers. Cross half court. Goes Addie. Left block inside. Off the contact and one for Addie Gakel. Just kept that dribble going. Found her way right underneath the basket, and she's going to have an opportunity for a three-point play here as first quarter winds down. Personal foul will go against Hattie Gross. Gakel to the line for her first free throw. Right-handed free throw shooter misses that one. Hard rebound taken, though, by sister Anna Gakel, and a tie-up will go back to Frankfort. Natalia Amadera is now in, the 5'7" junior. The final 4.4 here. Ball will be rolled here. Hardwick across the timeline looking for a shot. Steps up, swings it right side. Gross for three. That one's off the front of the rim. No good. And we go into first quarter play with Frankfort leading 14-6.
Can an insurance bot ever really understand your needs?
Do you think I'd benefit from bundling my auto and home coverage?
Searching for homes with car dealerships nearby.
Sure, robots listen, but do they understand you? At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we'll help you save money and time by bundling your auto and home insurance. Find an agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Call on Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Bryce Leonard in Washington today.
Call Parthimer Electric at 268-0553. At Parthimer Electric, we specialize in residential and commercial electrical services and are dedicated to providing customer service that is second to none. Parthimer Electric won't leave the job until you're satisfied. Parthimer Electric is available at all hours and offers flexible services for indoor or outdoor jobs. You can visit us on the web at the Parthimer Electric Facebook site or give us a call at 268-0553. Parthimer Electric in Frankfort.
At United Bank and Trust, we get it. Bank hours don't always fit into your schedule. With the United Bank and Trust mobile banking app, you can bank anytime, anywhere. At home, at work, or anywhere in between. You can perform convenient and secure transactions like mobile check deposit, transfer money between accounts, or see your balance instantly. Find it by searching for United Bank and Trust mobile app in your app store. Mobile banking with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After 8 minutes of play, Frankfort leading this one 14-6, led by Emma Hardwick with 8 points in that first quarter. Just missed her first shot of the game as she was 3 for 3 from the floor. Before that, Ella Dezine for Washington got herself 2 free throws. Hattie Gakel also with a late bucket there in the first. 3 ball on the other side by Gakel is going to be missed. Kirsten Bilserb offensive rebound. Inside floater. No good on the second opportunity. Ruth Craig with a third. Bodies on the floor and a jump ball back over to Frankfort. Jaden Laughlin, the 5'4" sophomore, getting an opportunity here. Start of the second quarter. Of course, Washington without do-it-all junior Jesse Hoover here tonight, so bench will have to go a little bit deeper. Nice high-low action there between Sydney Wamp and Hattie Gross. Wamp ends up with the bucket, her first one here tonight on that good little bounce pass from Gross. As Frankfort deep down in the front court, too, as well, as Washington turns it over again between Gross and Wamp down there. This team can hurt you in a multitude of different ways, just like we saw in the first quarter, though, too, as well. Frankfort can stretch this floor and play the 3-ball game, going 3 for 4 from the three-point line in that first quarter were the Wildcats, including 2 there from Hardwick and Breeley Effort, and Tanya Stoll getting herself a 3-point play as well. Hattie Gross inside on the nice feed from Emma Hardwick. Good play call there by head coach Brian Shepard. First head coach there for the Frankfort girls, entering his 6th year here this year, looking to get back to the state tournament. For the second time in 2 years are these Frankfort Wildcats. Little weave motion up top here for Washington, looking to get a bucket to find this offense in a rhythm. 18-6 is our score. Frankfort has led from the get-go. Of course, their state-ranked team in the Wildcats going against the shorthanded Washington County team. Freshman Anna Gakel gets her first bucket from about 13 feet away off that left block. Good-looking shot there for her. She pulls this one back down now to 10. Stolstrup about steals that one as they're trying to go high-low with Gross. Gross gets it poked away by Craig. Good defense there by the senior. Top side, Everett will set this one back up for the Wildcats. Told you we'd take a look at some action elsewhere around the league going on right now. TVL action still continuing. Valley Heights is over at Onega. Troy is up at Hanover. Meanwhile, Axel's made the trip to Blue Valley. Donovan West is hosting Lynn, and a big one over in Centralia as Clifton Clyde has made the trip east. We'll take a peek at scores from our friend Jeff Wirtz over at the TVL Spotlight coming up in the second half of this girls' game with that boys' matchup between Clifton Clyde and Centralia. Both boys come into that contest 9-0 in league action, so a regular season TVL champion will be crowned tonight over in Centralia. Meanwhile, for the girls' standpoint, it's pretty much all Centralia. They are 9-0 in league, 17-1 on the season. Of course, they won the TVL tournament a couple weeks ago there over in Onega. The tie for second in a three-way tie is Frankfort, Hanover, and Valley Heights. Of course, these Wildcats are done have one more game over at Lynn after this contest versus Washington, but looking to at least claim a piece of second place in our Brian Eppert's Wildcats here this year. Ruth Craig inside commits the personal foul. That will be the second now on the senior. Stoll attacks right baseline here for Frankfort, leading by 10, 20-10. Now turnover. Frankfort as Stoll throws it right into the hands of Ella Dezine. Frankfort has been smart with the ball so far here in this one. Only 3 turnovers. A little cross-court action down low. A foul will be called as Anna Gakel took that one along the baseline. Personal foul will go on Lexi Dollinghouse. That is now her second. This Frankfort team so deep, too, as well at all positions. Usually go about 7 or 8 deep here. Hattie Gross gets herself a partial block. But the experience, too, that this team responds, talked about at senior night for the Tigers, the senior experience for Frankfort has helped them tremendously this season, led by, of course, Watt, Hardwick, Gross, and Dollinghouse. That starting 4 there. Caitlin Combs and Tanya Stoll off the bench. Ruth Craig's going to fire up a 3. That's hard off the back of the rim. No good. Quickly back come the Wildcats. Gross will attack left baseline. Little floater up. A lot of contact. No good. Anna Gakel pulls down the defensive board. Gross, 1,000-point scorer in her career, only with 2 points here early on. And on the other end, an handling opportunity for Anna Gakel. Addie Gakel, feed from sister Anna on that one. Send the Tigers back to the stripe for another opportunity from the line. More importantly, that's the second now on senior Hattie Gross. So she will take a seat on the bench along with Lexi Dollinghouse. In will come Stoll and Macy Watt back into the contest. Free throw now for Gakel. That's high, arcing off the side of the rim. No good. She's 0 for 2 from the line. 4 points, though, so far for the junior. 8-point contest here. 3:12 left to play before halftime. 20-12 is the score. Frankfort led 14-6 at the end of 8 minutes, but it's been a slow-moving second quarter for both of these squads offensively. Frankfort's only managed 4 points. Meanwhile, Washington managed 6, doubling up their score. Baseline pass, Stowell attack left corner. Eppert fires up a 3 top side. That one's bottom. Just got to talk about it a little bit. Second triple now for Breeley Eppert as she is 2 for 3 from behind the line. Pushes this lead right back up now to 11 for the Wildcats. Cutter is Stolstrup. Baseline pass inside, and Dezine will be hacked by Eppert. Dezine already 2 for 2 from the stripe here early on in this one. Opposite of our broadcast tonight, Bruce Dierking with the call as Marysville hosts Chapman over on AM 1570, FM 94.1, North Central Kansas League action over there. If you're checking out some more basketball, of course, coming up this weekend, both KU and K-State get back underway. KU will be at Oklahoma right here at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Meanwhile, K-State, the early game over on our sister station at 11. Dezine misses the second free throw, but she gets her own offensive rebound, puts it back in, and head coach Brian Eppert wants a timeout. We'll take a 30 with them. Frankfort still leading 23-15.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
If you can't remember the last time you've reviewed your insurance policies, you're not alone. The Dragiston Insurance Company and Buckeye Insurance Group work together to make sure you are properly covered. Call the friendly, knowledgeable staff at the Dragiston Agency at 785-325-2263 or stop by one of their 3 offices located in Washington, Clay Center, and Concordia. They'll provide service that exceeds expectations and coverage that meets your needs. Buckeye Insurance Group and the Dragiston Insurance Agency working together to protect you.
Teaching opportunity there for Coach Shepard and his girls. Responds with a Macy Watt floater in the lane. Second bucket for her here in this quarter. Of course, this Frankfort team talked about it a little bit ago, pretty much in lock for a second-place finish in the TVL. If they keep winning, they'll hold the 1 seed in their sub-state, too. So making sure all the little details are where they need to be here late in the season, I'm sure, is the goal for these next 2 games coming up for Frankfort. 3-ball stolen. She's going to be fouled on that one, giving her 3 free throws. Upcoming now for the senior off the bench. Personal foul will go on the freshman Anna Gakel. Tough one to take there as she was closing out just a little bit too hard on the shooter. Landed in that cylinder where the shooter has to land, and Stoll calmly knocks down the first free throw. That's Gakel's second foul so far here tonight, third one for Washington on the quarter. Low dribbles here for Stoll as she fires up the second one, 2 for 2. Substitution, senior Sydney Juneman will check out Addie Gakel. So your 5 out there for Washington. Juneman, Gakel, Craig, Dezine, and Tholstrup for Frankfort. It'll be Wap, Eppert, Stoll, Dollinghouse, and Hardwick. Stoll goes 2 for 3 there from the strike. Rebound goes to Ruth Craig as she now sets this one offensively for the Tigers, being hounded man-to-man by Frankfort out front, and a 5-second call. Turnover Washington, only their second in this quarter after 6 in the first quarter. Good defensive possession there by Breeley Eppert, forcing that 5-second call. Something that the 2 guards out top for Frankfort this year very impressed with between Hardwick and Eppert. He can shut down just about any scoring option the other team has. And on that note, Breeley Eppert says, I'm more than just a defender, I'm a scorer too, as she gets it into the lane, lays it up for 2 points. Already now 10 points for Eppert as she is 3 for 3 from the floor here in this quarter. Last 60 seconds coming up before halftime. Of course, coming up at half, we will take a peek at scores elsewhere around the league going on tonight. Craig misses the 12-footer. Hardwick will push now for the Wildcats. Frankfort still looking to run inside. Sydney Wamp with the layup, but a beautiful pass from Emma Hardwick all the way from well beyond the 3-point line. Inlet pass, top high corner of that backboard. Wamp does the rest. Frankfort moving on all cylinders here, leading 31-15 with 25 seconds left to go before halftime. Wildcats were up 14-6 at the 1 quarter, have only continued to build here. Juneman, right elbow, looks to get it set up into Dezine with 10 seconds. Washington needing to get a shot off here. Dezine tries to go baseline, cut off by Dollinghouse. Almost 5 seconds, gets it off to Craig with 3, fires up a right wing 3, no good. Offensive rebound or defensive rebound, Lexi Dollinghouse, and that sends us now into quarter break. Frankfort in control, leading 31-15. You're listening to high school basketball here on KNDY.
Trailers for You would like to remind you to give them a call to book your Hogemeyer and Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed. This is Jane Studer with Trailers for You, located at the corner of Highway 9 and 99 in Frankfort. We have travel-along tilt, dump, flatbed, and stock trailers on hand. Call us at 785-292-4166 to order your Merit stock trailers for delivery in the spring. Call Trailers for You, 785-292-4166. Go Cats.
In 1951, Dr. Max Beam opened the Washington Veterinary Clinic. Over 60 years later, the clinic is still providing care for both large and small animals. Our veterinarians, veterinary technician, and support staff have a very diverse and extensive agricultural background. Herd health services, bovine reproductive programs, large and small animal surgery, routine care for pets, grooming, boarding, and 24-hour emergency availability are just a few of the services provided. Take care of all your creatures, great and small, with the help of the Washington Veterinary Clinic.
When caring for someone you care for, let Frankfort Community Care Home offer you peace of mind. With all private rooms, regardless of payment status, your loved ones will live in a home where life is worth living. A care-first approach that's unique to each resident's likes and dislikes, needs and preferences is what sets Frankfort Community Care Home apart. Staff will go the extra mile, and private rooms for every residence are just a few ways Frankfort Community Care Home continues to be a home with a heart.
When you're buying tires, go with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Locally owned, M&M Tire offers minor service work. They offer major brands of tires. They offer service after the sale. And that's what you can rely on with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Call them at 325-2207 for an appointment today. For your tire needs, call them M&M Tire in Washington.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfort. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfort.
At halftime of our final Friday night featured game of the year in girls contest, Frankfort handling Washington 31-15 is our score. Frankfort outscored Washington 17-9 in that second quarter. They were leading 14-6 at the end of one quarter. Scoring first for the Washington County girls, of course, shorthanded without do-it-all junior Jesse Hoover out with an injury possible for the rest of the year. They have gotten 4 points from Addie Gakel, 10 points from Ella DeZine getting the start tonight, 2 points from Kirsten Dolstrup, and 2 points from Anna Gakel off the bench, too, as well. Washington County 0 for 7 from three-point land. They are 5 for 12 from the floor, good enough for 41%. They also shot the free throw to a clip of 50% in that first half. 6 turnovers, though, in the first quarter led to about 3 or 4 Frankfort runouts that really got this Wildcats offense going. That averages almost 50 points per game and well on pace for that here in this one. As for Frankfort, they were led by Breeley Empert. She had 10 points in that first half, 7 in the second quarter as she was perfect from the floor. 6 points for Sydney Wampus. She as well was perfect from the floor in that second quarter. 8 points for Emma Hardwick, all in the first quarter. 2 points for Hattie Gross and 5 points for Tanya Stoll off the bench. Frankfort shot the free throw to a clip of 40%, only turned it over 3 times, and shot the three ball extremely well. They were 5 for 7 from behind the arc in the first half, good enough for 41%. And, of course, Washington coming off a game where they got boat race versus Hanover 82-27. Talking to assistant coach Tommy Tryon, he said he thought the Hanover girls probably shot 70% from behind the arc. Well, not good news if you're a Tigers fan, because Frankfort is right on pace for that in the first half. We're going to take another timeout to hear a word from our sponsors before we do take a peek at scores elsewhere around the TVL League. Again, at halftime, Frankfort leading Washington 31-15.
You want a bank that not only cares about you, but the businesses and families around. FNB Washington is that bank. Community-minded since 1883, FNB Washington truly has been there through it all. A mainstay in the Washington community, FNB cherishes the opportunity to give back, whether participating in hosting local events, providing a community room for public use, or cheering the Tigers on to victory. Your local and hometown bank is still FNB Washington, Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Ag Buildings provide safe storage and working space for farm shops and machinery. Inline Construction offers wood or steel frame ag buildings, complete and finished to your specifications. Call today for a quote and let them get started. For ag buildings, demolition, concrete, and construction work, count on Inline Construction. Find them and see their recent projects on their Facebook page.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
You've reached Billy Bob's Propane. Nobody can take your call now, but somebody will get back to you sometime.
Yeah, this is Frank Jones, and I'm switching propane companies. Why? Wanklin Oil has more to offer, and to be honest, better prices. They also gave me options that fit my budget, and in case you don't remember, I called last week because I was nearly out of propane. You never called me back. I'm now out of propane.
Switching propane dealers is no big deal. Call Wanklin Oil at 1-800-794-2019. Wanklin Oil, we've had the energy since 1926.
At halftime, Frankfort leading Washington in the girls contest 31-15. Looking at the scores elsewhere around the league, courtesy of the TVL Sports Spotlight. Give them a shout on Facebook or check out TVL Sports Spotlight blog, as well as the podcast at KNDYradio.com. After one quarter, Axtell girls leading Blue Valley 16-8 as the Eagles came out hot there in the first 8 minutes. A little surprising score here for you. Troy girls leading Hanover 15-10 at halftime. The Lady Wildcats team that we mentioned moments ago handed Washington 83 points Tuesday night, only held to 10 in the first half. Elsewhere around the league, Donovan West leads Lynn after one quarter. 13-7 is that score. Other action going on this evening. Valley Heights is over at Onega. Meanwhile, Clifton Clyde has made the trip over to see Donovan West. Over on our sister station, as always, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Bruce Deerking has the call as the Marysville Bulldogs host Chapman in their second to last game of the year. We're going to take one more time out. Here before halftime, we'll bring you back second half action between Washington and Frankfort.
For the best of care close to home, visit the Washington County Hospital and Family Medicine of Washington County. Their team of professionals work together to provide every member of your family in every stage of life with medical care. From routine checkups to diagnostic services, visiting outpatient specialists, obstetrics, major and minor surgical procedures, and an emergency room that is always staffed by physicians, you'll find the best of care right here in Washington County. Call 785-325-2211 for your appointment today.
Your opportunity, your solution, your success. That's Souther's Feeds approach, and that's what sets us apart. I'm Leanne Litton, and I invite you to experience the Souther difference. We're about visiting the ranch, walking your pens, and weighing the options to develop a ration combination that will be the most efficient and profitable for your business. Souther's, a family-owned company that identifies opportunities and applies solutions for your success. Souther Feeds in Frankfort and online at southerfeeds.com. Souther Feeds, where your success is our success.
Let Dr. Phil Benz of the Animal Health Center in Washington keep your pets and herds healthy and thriving. They offer services such as vaccination, surgery, grooming, and boarding. The doctors also understand your herd is your livelihood. Call them for a herd health consultation to assist with nutrition and pasture management, vaccination and deworming protocols, reproductive strategies, and more. And don't forget your hard-working horses. The Animal Health Center has specific services for them as well. Animal Health Services in Washington, open Monday through Saturday. Call for an appointment today.
Travelong by Landall in Waterville is looking for career-minded individuals, currently hiring trailer refurbishment staff, including welders, paint prep, painters, and assemblers on first shift. This stable family-owned company offers competitive wages, raises, and promotions, plus a 4% attendance bonus based off your gross weekly wage. Benefits include paid time off, paid holidays, incentive bonus, employer-paid life, short-term and long-term disability insurance, comprehensive health insurance, and more. Apply online at Landall.com or phone 785-562-5381. Landall Company, EEO Vets and Disability. Welcome.
Second half action about ready to get underway. Max Blasky with you here this evening on KNDY 95.5. Of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and download that free KNDY FM mobile app with some state action and state action getting underway. Don't miss a minute of any of these high school games, as we'll have a lot of teams hopefully vying for a chance at some state hardware coming up here the end of February. First shot of the second half by Anna Gakel is missed. The freshman will get the start with Ruth Craig, Hattie Gakel, Ella Dezine, and Kirsten Solstrom, as Hattie Gross fires up a triple to start the second half for Frankfort. That is missed. Frankfort will go same starting five. Hardwick, Dollinghouse, Eppert, Gross, and Wop out there for head coach Brian Eppert. Inside, Kirsten Bolstrom, left block, guarded tightly by Breely Eppert. She'll come out and hard hound the guard, kicks it off to Zine left side. We're going to go inside to Gakel, off the left block, hit every part of the rim, but one it rolled down for freshman Anna Gakel. Of course, storyline for Washington here this evening without doing all junior Jesse Hoover, possibly for the rest of the season, out with an injury. As for Frankfort, they had I don't want to say a no-show by Hattie Gross in that first half, but she was held to only 4 points. She put up, 2 points. She put up 4 shots. She was held in foul trouble late in that second quarter, but it was really Emma Hardwick in the first quarter that scored 8 for the Wildcats, and then coming in the second quarter, Breeley Effort exploded for 7 points on 3 from 3 shooting the ball, and it was the 3 ball that helped Frankfort in that first half too, as well, as they shot it 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. That's over 70% on an evening in which a Frankfort team can beat you in many different ways, either inside or outside, and that balance is going to be needed by the Wildcats as they get ready for a loaded sub-state action coming up here in just a little bit. Of course, Frankfort and Washington out at the same sub-state. Inside, Hattie Gross, just speaking about her, she's going to draw the personal foul and the trip to the line for 2 free throws. Looking at those sub-state standings again, Frankfort right now ranked as the number 1 seed with a 15-3 record, but state-ranked Osborne is right behind them at 14-3. Meanwhile, the Clifton-Clyde Lady Eagles, who Frankfort beat last year to get to the state tournament, they're floundering a little bit here. 14-5, just fell to Valley Heights, and over at Centralia playing the top-ranked team in the TVL this year. Gross calmly knocks down the 2 free throws. Frankfort got to the line 5 times, making 2 of those in the first half. We'll start this second half off 5-4-5. Turnover. Craig missed the intended pass. That was supposed to go there to Addie Gakel. Hattie Gross turns that turnover into 2 points, so 4 straight points now for the senior. Just had to talk a little bit, and of course that announcer's jinx. You know, you say one thing, they're going to do the opposite regardless. So Hattie Gross telling me to keep my mouth shut on that scoring margin with 4 straight points now pushes this lead up to 37-15 in favor of Frankfort. Looking back at that sub-state comment, no, I mentioned it in the first part, but a loaded state sub-state in terms of state rankings. Frankfort, of course, number 5 is last 1A Division I. Centralia, number 3, or that's in the difference of the Clifton-Clyde, number 8, and Osborne enters this week, number 10. That's 1A Division I. Ella DeZine, who had a nice first half, gets an opportunity at an and 1 here as she makes the layup. 3rd personal foul now on Lexi Dollinghouse. DeZine, though, can't make the free throw. 7 points now for the senior, getting the start on senior night. Out the other way, though, now half-court pass from Hattie Gross to Sydney Watt. 3rd time we've already seen them connect on 2 easy buckets this evening is now Watt up to 10 points here, tied with Everett, leading scorer in this contest. Inside, stolen away now by Gross. 3rd turnover here for Washington in this 3rd quarter. After 6 in the first quarter, inside, Ruth Craig going to be a little bit too aggressive, picks up her 3rd personal foul as Frankfort was trying to go inside to Dollinghouse. Substitution now, Ashlyn Dollinghouse will check out Lexi. Also in for Washington, Natalia Andres in for Ruth Craig. Boys contest coming up for you next. It doesn't sound very intriguing when you look at both of these teams' records, but it should be a very, very good matchup. Washington County enters 7-11. They are losers of 8 straight games, but 4 of those games lost by less than 6 points. Meanwhile, the Frankfort boys 9-9 on the season, much improved after a 3-18 year last year. Coming to this tournament, winners 2 of their last 3, including a win over state-ranked Axtell a couple weeks ago. Emma Hardwick at the line as she was fouled on the layup attempt. Calmly knocks down the second one as she splits a pair. Stoll will check in for effort now. So the boys contest up for you next here. The first-year head coach Adam Schreiner. These Frankfort boys, like we mentioned, off to a better start to the season than they were last year. Had a lot of continuity coming back and just had to put it all in the right place. But the Frankfort boys are playing good as those 2 teams will be vying for that 4 and possibly 3 seed in the sub-state, depending on how Downs Lakeside does here. Their last 2 contests out, Osborne and Clifton-Clyde, basically a lock for the top 2 seeds there at Rock Hill. Shot will be missed by Addie Gakel inside. Gross will get a little runner. Offensive rebound, Macy Wap. Up off the glass for Wap now as she has 6 points here in this quarter. 12 points to lead all scorers for the senior. 42-17, 3:14 left to play here in this third quarter. State-ranked Frankfort has been in charge of this one from the get-go. And to be thought, Washington came in shorthanded without junior Jesse Hoover so far here tonight, and they have not got the scoring like they did a couple nights ago against Axel, one in which we saw Kirsten Tholstrup up for 20 points, 11 of those in the third quarter. Here's Tholstrup, thought about a three. Hardwick doing a good job getting out to the hot shooter. This Frankfort defense that holds teams to just under 33 points a game has held Washington so far through two and a third quarters to 17 points. Three ball though. Natalia Alvarez, the junior, gets her first bucket so far here tonight. On the other end, Gross tries to answer the three. Hardwick offensive rebound, puts that one up and down. And head coach Brian Eppert wants to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. Frankfort still in front, 44-20.
Owens Originals Floral has creative solutions for all your floral needs. Let Carol and her artistic team design and deliver a floral masterpiece for you. At Owens Originals, they keep a large selection of fresh flowers available, as if they're handpicked just for you. Owens Originals Floral on the square in downtown Washington, 325-2026 for all of life's celebrations.
Access denied.
We've all been there. When you can't connect the thingy to the whatchamacallit, and the whatchamacallit can't find the Wi-Fi network. Well, Blue Valley Technologies has a solution that can help you with all your connected devices. Tech Home with unlimited multi-device support to help you get your home connected and even tune up your computer. Find more details at bluevalley.net/techhome.
Sydney Wap with 12 points here in the contest, all within the last two quarters, pushing this Frankfort lead up to 44-20 through the third quarter. Alvarez will be fouled. She will go to the line for two free throws now. Second and third attempts for Washington in this game, as that personal foul will go on Emma Hardwick. That's her first. So talked a little bit about it in that first half. Of course, Frankfort looking to make another run at a state title. They bring back the experience off of last year's squad. All five starters were back for this year. Of course, bench experience is big. That's the Parthimer, Tanya Stoll, and Ashlyn Bellenhouse come off the bench for head coach Brian Eppert. As this team, again, will have a tough stump state to get through, but one that I'm sure they can manage. Turnover, Frankfort up top. Really not happy with that. Tried to throw it to that left corner. Actually ends up right in the hands of her dad as she gives her a little bit of a look at there at half court. Other than that, Frankfort cannot do anything wrong so far here tonight. That is only turnover number 4 on the game. They shot 70% from three in that first half, and defensively have shut down Washington. Foul out top. Kirsten Tholstrup picks up her first, trying to pressure point guard Emma Hardwick. 5 out there now for the Wildcats. Hardwick, Dollinghouse, Wap, Eppert, and Stoll. As for Washington, it will be Alvarez, Tholstrup, Addie, and Anna Gakel, and Ella Dezine in this 2-3 defense for Washington. There's Washington County girls after a 9-12 season last year. We're in a bunch of games here this year. They started off the season 3-0 before dropping 4 straight to Donovan West, Valley Heights, Centralia, Smith Center, 4 teams that a lot of teams in this league would probably lose 4 straight to. They did respond with a win over Onega out of the TVL tournament, but ever since then, they are 4-7 after the TVL tournament, and it really started in that first game, which they got goat raced 44-22 versus Axel in that first round. Inside off the offensive rebound, that's Anna Gakel putting it up and down for her second bucket here tonight. Stoll quickly back the other way, trying to feed it inside, tipped away by Gakel, and it'll stay with the Wildcats. Schumann will check in now for Dezine. as the senior gets some more playing time. Of course, 4 seniors here for this Washington County girls squad. Inside, Sydney Wamp continues her hot night. That's now 14 points for the senior, all in the last 2 quarters, and she has been efficient from the floor. Only 2 missed shots on all those attempts, too, and here she gets the steal on the turnover by Washington, is 4th in the quarter. Hardwick cross-court pass into the hands of Ashlyn Dollinghouse. Around the horn, Hardwick fires up a left wing 3. That one's bottom for Emma Hardwick. 6 points now for her in this quarter, tying up Wamp for the team lead at 14. Tholstrup high-low, trying to go to Juniman. Right side will work it inside to Gakel. Gakel blocked from behind. We're going to give that one to Emma Hardwick. Good defense, though, in front by Wamp. Hop the other way in the left corner. Hardwick with it. Now to Eppert as they reset with 30 seconds left here in this quarter. Top side, inside-out action. Wamp right block. Hardwick up off the left side. No good. Wamp offensive rebound. Up and down now for Sydney Wamp as she is having herself a heck of a third quarter here. 10 points now on, let me get it here, 6 for 8 shooting by Sydney Wamp. 16 points now, the lead all score for the senior, and it just goes to show the balance that this Frankfort Wildcats team has. Of course, the 1,000-point scorer in Hattie Gross has only been held to 6 points so far here tonight, but Sydney Wamp with 16, Emma Hardwick with 14, and Breeley Eppert with 10. She had all those in the first half. Here she gets the steal. Colstrap gets it back, though. Gakel's going to have to fire up a short corner shot. It's going to be short, and Frankfort still in lead of this one. Takes a third quarter lead, 51-22.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Every week, stay informed and connected with the Frankfort community top stories by getting the Frankfort Area News, a small-town newspaper dedicated to their subscribers, advertisers, and community. Established in 1991, the Frankfort Area News is the official paper of the City of Frankfort, City of Vermilion, and USD 380. They love hearing from their readers. If you have a story, wedding, birth, or something you think local readers would enjoy, or to subscribe, get in touch with the Frankfort Area News, 785-292-4726.
Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas offers competitive prices on tires with excellent customer service. Located on Highway 15 across from the co-op, Stone Southside Service also offers towing and light mechanical work for your vehicle, including brake jobs. Stone Southside Service also sells Green Mountain Grills. These grills feature wood pellets that enhance barbecue flavor. Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas. Your source for great prices on tires, light mechanical work for your vehicle, and home of Green Mountain Grills. Give them a call at 785-325-2247.
51-22. Here is our score. This Frankfort defense has held Washington to single digits in every quarter so far. Meanwhile, offensively, everything is going right for Sydney Wamp. She has 16 points to lead all scores. She was 5 for 8 from the floor in that third quarter. Hattie Gross takes the defensive rebound, 94 feet for her first bucket to start this fourth as Frankfort pushes this lead now up to 21. So 16 points for Sydney Wamp, 14 for Emma Hardwick, 10 points for Breeley Eppert, and now 8 for Hattie Gross. Meanwhile, off the bench, Tanya Stoll also pitching in 5 for the Wildcats. Meanwhile, this Tigers offense cannot find any rhythm. 3 points for Natalia Almdrez, 4 points for Anna Gakel, 4 points for Abby Gakel. Inside, Ella Dezine gets her first points here in the fourth quarter. That's now 9 to lead the way for the Washington County Tigers. Again, this will be the last game of the season for the Tigers. Regular season action, that is, anyway. They will get postseason action underway next Saturday at Rock Hills of Mankato. Girls will more than likely play, or girls will play in first-round action as Frankfort, Osborne, and Clifton Clyde have a handle on the top two seeds. Frankfort, of course, trying to stay pace with the Bulldogs and the Eagles. Clifton Clyde making the trip over to Centralia tonight, and an Eagles team that is floundering a little bit. Could be a losable game there for Clifton Clyde, so Frankfort could take sole possession of the top two seeds, depending on what Clifton Clyde and Osborne do tonight, too, as well. A 3-ball is made by Anna Gakel. That's 5 points now for the freshman. A foul will be called inside on Gakel, though, picking up her fourth defensively on the offensive rebound. Hardwick and Parthimer will step to the bench as Dallinghouse and Effort will come back in. Out will go Gakel with those 5 fouls. Natalia Almdraz now into the contest. Do you want 53-27 our score. 5 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. Running clock now as Frankfort has led from the get-go of this one. Wildcats were up 14-6 at the end of one quarter. They led 31-15 at halftime and led 51-22. This Frankfort defense that is only allowing 33 points a game is on their game so far here tonight. They've not allowed Washington over double digits in any quarter so far. Offensive foul on Addie Gakel. That will be her second personal foul. Good enough for a turnover, as that's turnover number 13 now for Washington tonight. Frankfort, their 3 losses on the season, touched on it earlier, but it's the state-ranked Centralia, state-ranked Hanover, and, of course, at one time, state-ranked Valley Heights very early on in the season. They could have been right in line for a TVO, regular season TVO championship if it wasn't for those losses, especially to Centralia and Valley Heights. They played the Panthers tonight, though. It was a 5-point game, came right down to the wire. They do have a big win over Hanover already this season, and, of course, picked up a win versus Donovan West. But the big name out there, Clifton Clyde, is there to make back up in sub-state again. Already one victory over them so far here this year. Kirsten Dolstrup, it's a long 2. Foot was on the line for that one. 4 points now for the senior. And a big appreciation to the seniors so far here tonight. I know we mentioned them in the starting lineup, so we want to make sure they get all their attention as Hattie Gross puts it back on the Tanya Stoll. They missed a 3. Seniors for Washington tonight, Ruth Craig, Ella Dezine, Sydney Juniman, and Kirsten Tholstrom playing their last game of their high school career. Of course, last time we'll see Frankfort here this year, too, as well. So a big shout-out to those seniors and a big senior class for Frankfort, including Sydney Watt, Emma Hardwick, Tanya Stoll, Hattie Gross, Lexi Nollinghouse, and Caitlin Combs that have really helped this Frankfort team the last couple years. Addie Gakel gets herself a steal up the court to Kirsten Dolstrup. She puts it up for 2. 11 points now for Washington in this quarter with still 2 minutes left to go. Biggest quarter as now Dolstrup gets herself another steal up on the other end, fouled hard, and she'll go to the line for 2. That'll give us a chance to hear from our sponsors. We'll take the 30 seconds.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Tolstrup splits the pair there for Frankfort. Inside, Sydney Wamp continuing to put it on. 18 points now for the senior. She had 10 in the third quarter alone and shooting it hot here in the last three quarters. In the last about, we'll call it 24 minutes of basketball, she's only missed 3 shots on 13 attempts. Turnover, Washington will give it back now to Frankfort as subs are in for both teams. For Washington, in will come Alyssa Judeman, the 5'8 junior, along with number 14, Jaden Laughlin, the 5'4 sophomore. Also in there, Jory Bentz, the 5'7 sophomore. Omrez, your other 4 with Mackenzie Meyer, the junior. 3 ball for Gross, straight on bottoms for Hattie Gross. That's now 13 points for the senior as 3 Wildcats have scored. Actually make that 4 Wildcats have scored in double figures here for Frankfort tonight. In there now for Frankfort 2 as well, Macy Watt rounding out this game along with Caitlin Combs. The aforementioned senior. Turnover. Gross will have a run out. Up and down for the left hand. Good for Hattie Gross as she ends this game with a layup. 62-34 is your final score as Frankfort runs away with this one. Moves their season record now to 16-3 on the year, 8-2 in league play. Meanwhile, Washington County falls to 8-11, 3-8 in league play. We're going to take a timeout. Come back, recap first half, and get you ready for boys action next here on KNDY.
When caring for someone you care for, let Frankfort Community Care Home offer you peace of mind. With all private rooms, regardless of payment status, your loved ones will live in a home where life is worth living. A care-first approach that's unique to each resident's likes and dislikes, needs and preferences is what sets Frankfort Community Care Home apart. Staff will go the extra mile, and private rooms for every residence are just a few ways Frankfort Community Care Home continues to be a home with a heart.
In 1951, Dr. Max Beam opened the Washington Veterinary Clinic. Over 60 years later, the clinic is still providing care for both large and small animals. Our veterinarians, veterinary technician, and support staff have a very diverse and extensive agricultural background. Herd health services, bovine reproductive programs, large and small animal surgery, routine care for pets, grooming, boarding, and 24-hour emergency availability are just a few of the services provided. Take care of all your creatures, great and small, with the help of the Washington Veterinary Clinic.
Again, final score here tonight in the girls' contest, 62-34, as Frankfort moves to 16-3 on the season, 8-2 in league play. Washington falls to 8-11 on the season, 3-8 in league play. More importantly, Frankfort gets a big, important sub-state win here tonight to keep pace with the Osborne Bulldogs there in that Mankato Rock Hill sub-state. Frankfort sits as the number 1 seed with the 16-3 record. Clifton Clyde is in third with 14-5, and Osborne now at 2 with 14-3. Looking at scoring from this, the game first for Washington County, leading scorer for the Tigers, Ella Dezine with 9 points, 7 points apiece for Kirsten Tolstrup and Anna Gakel off the bench, while Addie Gakel pitched in 6. It was the Frankfort defense, though, that really was the story tonight. They held Washington to 6 points in the first quarter, 9 in the second, 7 in the third, and 12 in the fourth. Meanwhile, for the Frankfort girls, the four-headed monster of Hattie Gross, Emma Hardwick, Breedley Everett, and Sydney Wamp came to play tonight. Sydney Wamp ends up being your leading scorer with 18 points. She was 6 for 9 from the field in the second half alone. 15 points for Hattie Gross, 14 for Emma Hardwick, 10 points for Breedley Everett. She had all of those in the first half, and off the bench, Tanya Stoll had 5 points, all in the first 2 as well. Frankfort shot it extremely well here in this one. They were perfect from the floor, they were 6 for 7 from the floor in the fourth quarter. They were 7 for 14 in the third, 7 for 8 in the second. And the worst quarter shooting for the Frankfort Wildcats was that first one, in which they were 5 for 13. Frankfort turned this rock over 6 times, too, as well, here in this one. went 5-4-9 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Washington County turned it over 14 times. They went 4-for-6 from, or 4-for-12, from the free throw strike. A big congratulations to the senior girls again on their last contest. Ruth Craig, Ella Dezine, Sydney Juneman, and Kirsten Tholstrup as they are being honored right now. And, of course, a big congratulations to the boys coming up here in just a little bit, too, as well. Washington County honoring seniors Austin Wirtz, Miles Miller, Javier Quinceneros, and Carson Kern this evening. We're going to take a timeout. National news and weather coming up, along with regional sports, taking a look at action elsewhere around the league. Again, girls action, Frankfort victorious 62-34 in our first Friday night featured game, or in the last Friday night featured game of the year. Boys action up for you next here on KNDY.